when you attack, interfere with a country, this kind of interventionist, right? And you subject a people to, and you oppress them, right?
You think America's oppressing the Iranian people?
One sec. I mean, they're raining carcinogenic hellfire on them.
We're here at UCLA University, and I believe striking Iran is America first, and I want to hear what people have to say about that. Let's do something. What was your question?
Okay, so attacking Iran, is there any part of the argument where you're saying attacking Iran was done with the intention with America first intentions? Is that any part of the argument, or is the argument simply that whatever the intentions, attacking Iran will eventually, unintentionally, whatever the intention, does put America first?
That's great. Nope, that's a great distinction. I think both have to always be yes, and that's the only way I'd even support it. Although, of course, I support our regional allies. I definitely support the Iranian people. It's still always about America first, so we should only do something if it's directly beneficial for us, or even indirectly after the math will be beneficial for us.
Okay, so then why do you think that attacking Iran, what proof, or what is your reason for, what reason did the American government have for attacking Iran that was putting America first?
Yeah, sure. I think Iran is, well, no, I don't think they literally are the #1 funder of terrorism, specifically groups that target Americans and definitely our regional allies. To give you a few examples, even just in the past 2 years, I think about 45, give or take, Americans have died at the hands of the IRGC proxy groups. And then you have Operation Cassandra that exposed Hezbollah in the Western Hemisphere, Iranian proxy groups in the Western Hemisphere, specifically Argentina, Venezuela, doing drug smuggling, money smuggling operations that they use to fund their terrorism around the world. Weapon smuggling, sorry, not money smuggling.
But that is not the reason why America went to attack Iran. They did not.
Of course it is. Of course it is. These things over the years, obviously boil into what we have today, which is a group.
But why now? Because America attacked Venezuela first.
Oh, that's a great question.
Because Venezuela has the largest oil stock
reserve
in the world. Reserve, yes, in the world.
It's not why we attacked them, but sure.
Far. Okay.
Don't get me wrong, that's a benefit for America, and I love it.
I suppose this is what I've seen, is that attacking them, we then go and attack Iran. After, the UAE has given Trump little favors, like a private jet. Was that the UAE?
That was Qatar.
Qatar. Right. Qatar gave,
I don't know if he accepted that or not.
All these, countries, including Israel, had huge interests in going to war with Iran.
Of course,
and
we have similar
many
interests.
Corrupted favors to influence that decision.
Wait, what did Israel give to America that was corruptive?
Well, AIPAC and all the money that Israel and
AIPAC takes zero money from Israel. AIPAC is an American
I'm saying all different corporations, different interests, different PACs, different.
Well, first off, AIPAC is number 191 in lobbying, and AIPAC didn't even lobby for the Iranian war. Now, if you're saying it happened behind the closed doors, I say, okay, sure. AIPAC has lobbied $65 million since 1998, right? I'll give you the Qatar one. You're right about that. I'm gonna put AIPAC aside for a second to answer because I don't want to lose your question.
But even just the direct conversations that Trump has had with Netanyahu, that is still a connection, and they still do curry favor with Trump.
Do you agree that we have similar interests? Just because another country has a similar interest doesn't mean it's for them. Do you think that we don't have interests?
I'm not saying that Trump was fighting specifically for Israel. I'm saying interest, his own interest. He didn't do it for Israel. He did it because all these countries gave him favors and garnered. That's why, let's say, Putin was very interested in Trump winning the election.
So you're saying Trump necessarily would have done it on his own. He only did it because people gave him favors?
Absolutely. Okay. If he wouldn't have benefited or given him money, I mean, his net worth has skyrocketed since coming.
So you don't believe there's anything beneficial to the Trump administration or America? It was really just private jets and favors.
How they could convince Trump? Yeah, absolutely.
So Trump isn't convinced. So in 1980, Trump said we should take military action against Iran. Was that because of a private jet?
Trump also said that he opposed the invasion of Iraq. When you were talking about how Iran is the biggest
funder that's not the same thing. We're talking about Iran.
Absolutely not. I'm trying to give me one sec. Sorry. When you say that Iran was the biggest funder of terrorist organizations, one of the reasons that before that, let's say Iraq, right? Iraq had the Bush administration. I think it's pretty irrefutable that he went to war with Iraq for oil because of the oil companies that...
We took zero oil from Iraq.
Right. But the reason that he did it was for like because of like the interest that he had, or is that an argument at all that Bush went to war and killed 1 million people?
I mean, a lot of
for
people
the interest of
specifically
America?
say that it was for oil because they read online comment sections. It's definitely
Well, it's
a lot
not
deeper
even
than
on my
that.
comment section.
But
You
I
can read the CIA papers and the
CIA
things
papers
that-
do not mention we went there for oil. I've read the CIA papers, but
Well,
by the way, I'm against the Iraq War.
Yes,
But
yeah.
I don't want to go because
Okay,
I know
sorry,
you
I'll
only
get
have
to the
10
point.
minutes,
I'll
so
get
I
to the
want to
point,
get
yes.
real quick. I want to get back to Iran.
No, I'll get to the point right with that. So when you attack, interfere with a country, this kind of interventionist, right, and you subject a people to, and you oppress them, right?
You think America's oppressing the Iranian people?
One sec. I mean, they're raining carcinogenic hellfire on them. They are
Wait,
their
just
missiles
so you
are
know,
called hellfire.
90% of the Iranian people oppose the regime and are celebrating.
Absolutely, two
Wait,
things can be true at once.
No, it's
This guy can be a horrible
you think
murderer.
America is raining hellfire down on the Iranian people?
That's what the missiles are called.
Stop. We see that 75% of you guys that watch our videos don't subscribe. So if you enjoy open dialogue, hit that subscribe button. Let's get back to the video.
All right, I think
First
that
off,
was
the
20 years
tomahawks
ago.
actually, but
That was one, yes, but the
sure. You're saying that they are raining them down on the Iranian people? The Iranian people in the diaspra and in Iran are
Raining,
literally
shooting
celebrating.
them
One
down.
second. They are
Yes.
celebrating
Absolutely.
what America's doing. What are you talking about?
Okay, I know a friend of mine, right?
Sure.
His family is in Iran, right?
Yeah, I have
they
a lot of
are-
friends in. Yeah, okay, go
They're
on.
in fear of their lives because of American attack. They're in fear of specifically American missiles hitting them and killing them. They've had to move from Tehran and they've had to move out to the outskirts in the suburbs, and they're
Well, yeah,
still
that's
they
totally
still see
fair.
them flying.
Are they
over
pro IRGC? There are some people in Iran that
and
are
that's
like
what I'm
that.
saying that that
Okay.
two things can be true at once.
Well-
This guy can be a horrible
No,
mass
I
murderer, but he doesn't
agree.
have to be replaced by another one. It went from Ayatollah to Ayatollah.
1 second.
Sorry.
We are going off so many rabbit holes, and I haven't been
Yes,
able to even
sorry.
answer your
Yes, I
original
know.
point.
I'm trying to. In the
So
interest of
first
time,
off, yes, I agree.
apologize.
People have to be displaced just to get out of the way. That's true. But this idea that your statement was that America is raining hellfire down on the Iranian people is insane. They are targeting and attacking the IRGC strongholds, and the Iranian people. There are some that
And
are
they
pro
killed
IRGC.
12 school children.
Well, first off,
based off of outdated data, I know.
No, actually,
But
this
it's
is
still-
all no, that's all incorrect. So I know where it comes from. First off, the IRGC went from 50 children to 100 to 150. Now they're saying there was 175 school
Any
children.
children is still children.
That's not the point. One, absolutely no proof whatsoever that they're even children. There's actually reports that the schools were closed 2 weeks before, which makes sense because there's been threats of strikes, so it makes sense that it would have been closed. That being said, where you're getting the idea that they struck this off of outdated information, which may be true, I'm not saying it's definitely not, but it's actually a preliminary report that the New York Times took and said sources, and I'm not even being hyperbolic right now, they said sources said this was true. We actually have no idea if that's true or not. There's a video that just got released saying it was a Tomahawk missile, according to the IRGC.
Yeah.
Tomahawk missiles, I was in the military for 12 years, are 1,000-pound warheads. If you look at that video, that was not a 1,000-pound warhead. It was a very small explosion. Again, I'm not here to say I know for a fact it wasn't America. If it was, it's a mistake and it's awful and that happens in war. It's
Yes,
disgusting.
and I'm trying to make
But
the
to
point.
say that it definitely was America is also equally insane.
My point is that collateral damage, any damage, accidental damage is still people. That is still people being affected
That's not
by
what
that.
your original
And-
statement
and-
was. Your
sorry.
original statement was that they're sending hellfire down on the Iranian
Yes,
people.
okay, sorry. That's sure, that's a metaphor, that's an exaggeration, whatever. My point is still that warfare, that those missiles, those whatever, kick up they're pollutants, they kick up a lot of dust and whatever, and they still affect
Yes, war is
Iranian
bad.
people's health.
War is bad. I agree it's better to not be in war, but war is also sometimes necessary. Are you always against war no matter what?
I mean, I feel like anyone is.
No, I don't agree with that. Not everyone. I'm not against war no matter what. Now, if I could snap my fingers and choose, obviously I wouldn't pick
yes,
war.
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
saying in the sense that it is sometimes necessary.
When you're saying like war is, let's say the cutting of USAID. USAID was our biggest,
Just call it
in my
USAID.
opinion, yeah, USAID was our biggest source of soft power, and our in return in investment for USAID was massive, way bigger than the billions and billions.
So you know, they just
billions
found
that we
almost, just so you know, they found hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud and lost money from USAID.
Okay, but you can also see the very real impact that it did have. The very real
That's
impact.
fine, but
and
you said
good-
return on investment. I would disagree.
Okay, but would you not agree that investing in AIDS vaccine in third world countries, condoms, all that kind of stuff to stop the spread of a disease that would come back to America is far more beneficial?
I am not against that
war?
stuff. It's just irrelevant to the conversation. But to answer
well,
your
I
question,
think it
I
is.
think it is because
Because we
I never even got to answer answer your original point about
sorry.
Iran.
Sorry.
It's okay. I know this is like a thing that you can talk about a billion things, and I love the passion, but I also want to make sure we don't get off onto this like ramble. With Iran specifically, I'm trying to remember what your original point was. Iran has been a direct threat that has attacked not just our allies, but Americans, both directly and indirectly through the biggest proxy force, spider web of proxy forces in the world. And it's not even close. And every single one of them are terrorist organizations.
And that's what was claimed in large part, but also
and
like
proven.
happening with Iraq, right? And then Bush comes in, kills 1 million people.
Iraq, nobody made that claim with Iraq. Nobody was saying that Iraq was sending proxy groups in the Western Hemisphere and in Lebanon and Syria. And I mean, definitely Iraq had militia groups. That is true.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near anything about Iran. Nobody make that claim.
So you're talking about the
I'm trying to tell you that Iran and
Iraq
Iraq are completely different. And a lot of people like to shut down the conversation about Iran by just saying Iraq, Iraq, Iraq. I'm telling you it's a
but it wasn't just
false
Iraq.
equivalency.
Vietnam.
Okay, but you've been bringing up Iraq the whole time.
Sure, because I guess this is like
Vietnam was also not related at all.
East and the very like I guess
it's not the same. I was against Iraq and I'm for this, so clearly it's not the same. What I'm saying is that the Iranian proxy groups, Hezbollah, you've heard of them?
Yes.
Okay, some people haven't. Do you agree they're a terrorist organization?
Yeah.
And they've attacked and killed Americans?
And what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, real quick, Hamas.
Okay, yes.
You agree? Terrorist organization? PIJ? Palestinian Islamic Jihad? They work with Hamas a lot. They're actually even more extreme than Hamas. They're just not as big. Houthis?
Like the Houthis and the Tutsis, or the
no,
Houthis
not the Houthis. Houthis in Yemen.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah. I was gonna say,
whoa. No, the one in Yemen.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Right? Terrorist organization, targets, killed civilians, their own people. But regardless, what I'm trying to say is these are all funded, weaponized, and trained by the IRGC, and it's been for decades. And so they're not just screaming death to America. They have been directly involved with the deaths of hundreds and hundreds of Americans. Wow, that was a great conversation. If you guys want to see more great conversations and more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Let's do something.